You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
You know, the pace in DevOps lately, it just feels relentless, doesn't it? Like you finally get your head around one thing and boom, something new just jumps ahead. Welcome back, everyone. We're going to try and make sense of some of the really key shifts happening right now.
Absolutely. And today it's not just minor updates we're looking at. It feels like some foundational changes, especially with AI weaving its way in, you know. It's reshaping how we build, deploy, and even secure things. We really want to pull out the stuff that matters strategically for you.
Okay, let's start with platforms then. Big news. Crossplane 2.0 is finally here. Took them, what, 7 years?
Yeah, quite the journey.
And the headline seems to be that compositions can now pull in any Kubernetes resource, not just the crossplane managed ones. That sounds significant.
Oh, it's huge. It really elevates Kubernetes, makes it potentially that universal control plane people have talked about.
Yeah.
You can abstract pretty much everything, cloud stuff, app configs via one ATI. It simplifies the whole model, especially for developers. And features like namespaced resources by default, declarative operations. You just define the state you want. Crossplane works to keep it that way, less drift.
Okay, so that's a big step for Kubernetes native infrastructure. And related to that, we're seeing movement elsewhere too, right? Like Terraform.
Yeah, Terraform Enterprise and HCP Terraform agents, they've added ARM support now.
Okay, so more flexibility there, especially if you're looking at things like AWS Grafana. More choice.
Exactly. More architectural freedom for you.
Now, here's where I think it gets really interesting. The AI integration. How are large language models, LLMs, actually starting to plug into DevOps tools in useful ways?
Well, observability is one area seeing some fascinating changes. Grafana Cloud Traces, using Grafana Tempo, now supports this Model Context Protocol, MCP.
MCP, right.
And honestly, digging through trace data before, it could be brutal, like finding a needle in a haystack.
Tell me about it.
But now you can potentially use LLMs, maybe Claude Code or Cursor, to just ask questions about the trace data in natural language, find errors, figure out latency issues faster.
Wow. Okay, so it's like having a smart assistant to analyze that complex data.
Huh.
That could save so much time.
Absolutely. Shortens those debugging cycles. And connecting the dots here, GitHub just open sourced their own MCP server.
Interesting. So what does that unlock? If LLM apps can talk directly to GitHub for real-time data, less AI making stuff up, maybe?
That's precisely the idea. Better accuracy, less hallucination, because the AI gets real context straight from the source.
Right.
Think about automating compliance reports. You could pull real-time verified data. Makes AI tools more reliable, more efficient.
Okay, that makes sense. Making AI trustworthy is key.
And speaking of helpers, Grafana also rolled out Grafana Assistant. It's an AI agent meant to help new folks get started with Grafana Cloud, answer questions, guide them around.
Pretty neat. Okay, so we've got AI helping with observability, helping with onboarding.
Yeah.
What about MLOps and security? That feels critical.
Definitely. On the security front, Azure DevOps now supports Continuous Access Evaluation, CAE.
CEE.
Yeah.
Right, near real-time policy checks.
Exactly. So if a token gets compromised or permissions change, access is revoked almost immediately, not hours later. It tightens that security window significantly.
That's a big improvement. But does that speed come with any risks? Like, could it accidentally lock people out if not configured carefully?
That's the crucial part, yeah. The power needs careful configuration. You need well-defined conditional access policies to avoid disrupting legitimate access. It's about control, but smart control.
Got it. Boundaries are key.
And we're seeing practical MLOps examples emerge, too. There's this host price predictor project using Azure DevOps MLflow Fast2TI Streamlit.
Oh, yeah.
It basically shows you how to build a full CI/CD pipeline for deploying a model to Kubernetes. It's a useful learning example if you're diving into MLOps.
Provides a blueprint.
Right. And even big players like Meta are using AI agents internally. They're streamlining data warehouse access, but using LLMs alongside rule-based checks for security, making data safely accessible.
Automating the guardrails, essentially.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, so lots of positive innovation,
Yeah.
AI helping out. But there's always a flip side, right?
Yeah.
Especially with security.
There is. And a pretty stark warning came out recently from Invariant Lab security research. They found this GitHub prompt injection data heist.
Data heist. That sounds bad. How does it work?
Attackers can craft malicious GitHub issues. If an AI agent processes that issue, it can be hijacked, potentially tricked into leaking data from private repositories it has access to.
Wow. Okay, so the AI itself becomes the vector.
Exactly. It's a serious reminder.
Yeah.
As you integrate these powerful AI tools, you have to think about securing them too. The attack surface is expanding.
Absolutely critical. So we've covered quite a bit. Platform upgrades like Crossplane 2.0, Terraform and ARM. Then this huge wave of AI impacting observability with Grafana and MCP, helping with MLOps, but also introducing these new security challenges we just talked about.
Yeah, the landscape is definitely shifting fast, from core infrastructure up to how we operate and secure everything.
It really makes you think.
And I guess that leaves a key question for everyone listening. With all this new tech, especially AI, flooding in, how are you going to proactively manage it all? How do you make sure your practices aren't just modern, but genuinely resilient and secure against threats we know about and maybe ones we don't yet?
That proactive stance, yeah, that seems crucial. Definitely something to mull over. So that's all the time we have for today. Keep building, keep exploring those frontiers, and we'll catch you next time.
Spoken Tech for your ears.